Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Zion. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Zion.
Hello there, English speakers, and here we have a thuga and a lot of snow suddenly, and a lot of thuga also. We'll talk about stuff, but let's start by taking a big, deep breath. So the European Union, it's Nazi and fascist. Also, European Union is gay and liberal. This is Russian propaganda and many others. That's retarded. Either it's very Nazi or National Socialist, or it's gay and liberal. You can't be both, but this is what Russian propaganda actually says, and it doesn't work in European Union, or it works really badly. Something is not going well there, but Russian propaganda does work in Russia. They seem to be totally behind that European Union is both National Socialist and gay and liberal. Can anyone explain how that makes sense? But maybe, as we will come to, propaganda doesn't need to make sense to be good propaganda. As we see Israelis, they are bragging about their Gaza Holocaust while they are also denying it. So that's how you can do it, apparently, until we mock it out of existence. Naomi Seibt, and she's a good follow if you want to get a pulse on German zeitgeist. So she's a proponent for Alternative für Deutschland. And she is quoting Visegrad 22. And they are saying that communists, they want to kill Jesus and Christmas markets and stuff. Communists want to kill Christ. Wait, Jesus, didn't he get killed by, let me see, it was not a thuga, it was these trees. He was killed by trees. They grow outside of St. George Church, two of these yews, common yew. Or maybe it was another tree. Yeah. Not the actual tree, but there is something called an orange tree. Orange, and you can take these fruits and you can squeeze something out of them that are almost like Fanta. So this Fanta similar kind of thing was used to kill Christ, I think. Yeah, something like that. This orange Fanta that was used to kill the Christmas and Christ. Yeah, that makes sense. And Visegrad 24 is a Hasbara account, of course. And Naomi Seibt is still in Germany and can't say what I just said. It's not the communists, it's the Jewish communists. Scott Adams is dying. He's in the hospital. Famous from Dilbert, famous for explaining Trump for the first time and explaining how the climate propaganda has been created, so to speak, and how models they were total scams, or are, and everyone should know that. But he has been good at explaining some things like that, and Trump's persuasion in general. The clown genius as Scott Adams called Trump. But Scott Adams took his Moderna injections because he wanted to travel. And now he got some BioShield that will boost his immune system so that all his, is it the white one, the murder cells, they will produce a lot of spike protein because of the injections, and they haven't really tested or detoxed him from his vaccine damages that are getting worse and worse all the time. And of course, the cancer is what is killing him now. He can't shit. So that's really bad, and the hospital doesn't seem to do a good job. I've presented what he has written himself, but it's very sad that he is going away. Lara Wagenknecht, to speak more about German politics, she is far leftist, more like Jimmy Dore than some. She's definitely not woke, but she is leftist, and therefore she's not a threat to Weimar 2.0 that is ruling in the European Union and of course in Germany now. Lara Wagenknecht, she needs to join Alternative für Deutschland together with all her party, not just work together as two separate parties. They need to swallow everything that they have learned about ideology and just join forces with the so-called right and fight it out basically inside the party, and after a while they will realize that they probably want to go in the same direction. They just use different words, different way of explaining the problems, and of course they have different facts. But if they check with the Alternative für Deutschland and this new party, BSW, I think it's called, her party. So do that, otherwise you are not really giving progress, because this left-right party would be a real threat, and it could get over 60% support when they have ended the automatic civil war that will appear as soon as they form. Ben Shapiro, he lied straight in the face of Megyn Kelly, and now Megyn Kelly has gone back on everything that we trusted with her. Megyn Kelly says that we must stop requiring FBI to present evidence, because that never happens, she says. You must stop, just stop. Do not distrust FBI, and we should really do that, just to support Ben Shapiro. Megyn Kelly has done a 5-part series about the Idaho College murder, where she did get a lot of these answers from FBI that she thinks that we should not demand now. Why not release the actual shooting? They have the footage. They have proven that they have the footage, but they cut out that part and many other parts. And maybe they have the actual shooter, if there was a shooter who did it from another place. They do have information about that, but they are covering it up, and we should demand that they stop covering it up. It's that simple. So sorry, Megyn Kelly, you have wasted all your credibility. And of course this is not good enough for the Fed slop, as they are called, the freaking trolls, or not trolls, goblins, demanding that that Megyn Kelly, she must also denounce Candace Owens, and she have to excuse herself or beg for forgiveness to Ben Shapiro, because she called the liar Ben Shapiro a liar because Ben Shapiro was lying straight to her face. So she needs to beg for forgiveness for telling the truth. So this is how these monsters are behaving across the globe. They seem to worship the same Satan. Chris Martenson has failed yet again. Now he has been shooting on pork and all sorts of things with this kind of rifle and all sorts of rounds. And they do not stop in a neck or anything even remotely like a neck in that direction of the shot. So still, Megyn Kelly says that Tyler Robinson, who can't possibly have shooten with that rifle from that point that FBI tell us he shot from. So Megyn Kelly still says he should be executed, and then the demons inside her head is quoting the Bible like they like to do when they are doing Satan worshipping. Matt Welch is also controlled by Satan, it seems, and he tells everyone that they need to stop everything that are against a grieving widow. So this grieving widow, Erika Kirk, she is on Barry Weiss' show. She is talking to Glenn Beck and so on, and she had like 5-7 appearances and interviews. But we need to keep her, don't go after her because she's saying dumb shit. That sounds like lies all the time. But we are not allowed to question that, according to Matt Walsh, that no one will listen to anymore unless they are paid shills. Jonathan Turley, 1 million followers on X, and he says that the case against Tyler Robinson is really strong. They can remove half of the evidence, and still it's so obvious that he took this impossible shot from that angle. And yeah, Jonathan Turley, go and just die, please. Mel is writing how you can spot if you're on the right side of stuff, the evil side. They demand that you worship the unholy narrative. She compare, for example, this idea that there was some operation with a general from Venezuela controlling all the elections in the world. That is a little bit outlandish. They have not convinced me nor Mel about this. Mel is the village crazy lady, spelled wrongly. But the ones who are pushing the unholy narrative, they need you to believe what they believe. So, for example, if we don't believe in the Venezuela general kind of election thing, we don't go after and hunt them and say, no, you can't believe in these conspiracy theories, they are so bad. We don't care. I mean, maybe you are right, maybe you are wrong, or maybe you are obviously wrong. But for the ones who are pushing unity, as they call it, when we don't question anything, that's sick. Lara Logan is not doing Megyn Kelly stuff. Lara Logan says that no one thinks that Tyler Robinson acted alone. So at least I don't... Maybe he was involved. I haven't seen anything credible about anything. So I can't say that either. But good for Megyn. For Lara Logan, that she is not destroying her credibility at least. Neo Berg. So Berg is a common Swedish last name. She is not Swedish. She lives in Sweden. She is a Jew from Iran. And she is saying that 1/4 of the Swedish women will be raped in their life because of the mass immigration. Maybe we should blame someone for that mass immigration. Maybe we should blame someone or a group that always pushes this and tell them to stop and do something about it, like sending them back to Iran, for example, or somewhere else. I don't know where she would be welcome. Israel, of course, but Israel is not welcome where it is. Trump is pushing, together with support in Europe, that some countries should leave European Union. So the countries are Poland, Italy, Hungary and Austria. And this would be a horrible idea for the people of these countries and for the people in other countries. It would be bad for the people who are left in the European Union, and the European Union would become even more crazy when there is no breaks and so on. So this is an evil psyop. It's like splitting Ireland in two, and then they can continue to divide and rule. That is the entire point of this mafia narrative. Do not split European Union. We need to improve it. That's the only option. There is no other good option. So don't fall for that bait, I would say. Elon Musk's people who work for Elon Musk, or actually against him, but sort of for him, have banned me from X, stolen my money, and behaved like total garbage terrorists on X. But I can't. It's very hard to dislike Elon Musk. So Newsom attacked Elon Musk in the most disgusting way imaginable. Newsom, the governor of California, he's bragging about that he's so trans-friendly. That means he just loves to sacrifice children to Satan or Moloch. And Newsom says to Elon Musk, sorry that your daughter hates you. And Elon Musk has to explain that no, it's his brainwashed and destroyed son that is poisoned with hormones and wokeness that is hating him. And that Elon's daughters, they actually love him, according to Elon. So I can feel with him when he lost his son, basically. They killed him. And he will, of course, die pretty soon, as all trans are eventually ending up suicidal. But Elon Musk also says, interestingly, it's just a matter of time before Steve Bannon ends up in prison. Because Steve Bannon, he has a lot of interview materials together with Jeffrey Epstein, and he's not releasing that. We want to know what Jeffrey Epstein said in all of these hours, 18 hours or something, and what Steve Bannon was actually doing with him, this perv. Tim Pool is getting even more crazy. I don't think that Tim Pool is evil. I think that he's blackmailed. He clearly acts something like that and desperate or something. Now he says that Kim Iversen is very trustworthy, I think. But he says that Kim Iversen were 2 times at his studio, and she smelled like she didn't wipe herself. So why do you say something like that? Especially someone who you have worked together with. We have a similar problem, or my friend has a similar so-called problem. An idiot that is making adventskalender, as we call them. So every day in September until the 24th, he is doing a hate piece against people who he used to cooperate with. So that's something you can do if you have some sort of Tim Pool disease. If you like a funny song about all these bad people, Foundering is his handle. You can search for him or take a link from me, and he's singing about Tim Pool and many others, if you like that kind of funny music. Andrew Torba, the CEO of Gav, is yet again posting on X. Must not feel optimal that you are not getting the reach on your own platform as much as on X. But he is thanking Kenneth Owens, as it turns out now that a lot of housewives and stuff in USA and across the globe, I guess, are very well informed, better than many of their husbands. And it used to be quite the opposite. But she is doing a great job. And you remember Nick Fuentes, that talked to Kenneth Owens and then started to lie about her directly afterwards. Nick Fuentes behaves like a total shit, and now when he's believing in the Charlie Kirk official story, well, you are disqualified from anything. So I will never ever promote him. And of course, the worst people in the world are hating Nick Fuentes. Me and Kenneth Owens just don't like him at all and think he should be ignored. We don't care if he spread bullshit, but we will never trust him. He's useless. What radicalized you? So this is something you can ask, and then you are banned from X, because it's not the murderers and the leftists or even the transsexuals. No, it's things like murdering of Christ, Jeffrey Epstein, the Bolsheviks, the COVID injections, usury, the transsexual first clinic in Berlin, Magnus Heathfield. I may have got that wrong, the correct name. Yeah, transsexual movement, and then the coin clipping. Yeah, that was bad. You were there in the medieval England, of course, and saw it. And the inflation that is the modern form of coin clipping, and poisoning of the wells. They are still doing it. And Holodomor and 9/11 and USS Liberty. Yeah, there is a lot of things that can radicalize you, like the Swedish royal family. They got radicalized due to the murder of Folke Bernadotte and how they were then treated as heroes by the Israelis. So the Swedish royal family hates Israel, just like the late Queen. Why do the Zionists infiltrate all the churches? And yet again, I have to correct people. It's not to steal stuff. They do that too. But they won't control the narratives. They are not after the oil. They are not after the land. That's just something they also take when they have the opportunity. But this war in Gaza, the Holocaust, that is not profitable. That's not good. It's not making Israel stronger. It's just because they want to control the narrative. Gaza is used to scare people around the globe. That's why they do stuff like human sacrifices. So they brag about their Holocaust and all the ruins and stuff. So they brag about it, but they still deny it. Just like Russian propaganda, where we are, when European Union is both Nazi and woke. You can't be that. But they still do it. So it's very important that you know your enemy. You should know yourself and know your enemy, and then you don't have to fear 1,000 battles. I can't help you much, at least, to know yourself. You have to work on that. But I can explain your blind spots about what they want. They want to control the narrative. If they do have the narrative and they want you to do rituals that you say, oh, it's anti-Semitic, I will say that thousands of times. I will believe in the small lies and then in the bigger lies, and I will get rewarded. And then they feel that they are in charge, because they are, until they aren't, and people break their satanic spell. Nemo, he won the Eurovision Song Contest last year. He's undefined. He's a man, but he doesn't define as one. But he is criticizing Israel, and he's returning his this thing that he got from the Eurovision. So he will probably sell more in the future. So I will just note, I think maybe he does it from sincere reasons, but if he was a totally selfish artist that just want to sell more, he would be critical against Israel. So being pro-Israel is not really good for business in a lot of cases nowadays. It's just more profitable, and definitely it's safer to not be pro-Israel. And if you are against Israel, it might be very profitable, but of course also dangerous. Zubi, he is a talented black guy from England, and someone was trying to tell him, because you're black, you're oppressed. No, I'm not oppressed. I don't feel oppressed any kind of way. And eventually the one who wanted him to be oppressed said, no, you are oppressed, but you can't realize that because of your privilege. Yeah, he is rich and privileged, and therefore he can't feel how oppressed he actually is. Yeah, that's the logic of wokeness. And what is the biggest, what do you see the biggest problem is with that anti-Semitism is growing slowly? Yeah, it's growing too slowly. So with that antiseptic comment, we say goodbye here from the Ljusdal Church and the bell tower. See you again on Sunday.